Hi everyone, Mindy here with Mindy Egan Design, and today I'm sharing a fun slider card using an image from c.c.designs October release. I'm going to start out by coloring my image. I already stamped it onto Neenah white cardstock in the Simon Says Stamp black ink because it's a Copic friendly ink. Then I'm going to come in with my Copic markers. All the supplies and colors used will be listed down below the video and also on my blog. For each section of the image, I'm going to start out by coloring from darkest to lightest, except for the face, which is slightly different. For the face, I lay down my lightest color first, then I'm going to come in with the darkest and blend my way in. I'm working as if my light source is coming from my left-hand side, so the right side of the image will have the darkest shadows. I'm going to continue coloring this way through the rest of the reindeer image. You can follow along, or if you want to skip to how the card is put together, you can head on over to minute 8:45 of the video. See you there. I'm going to work on my background, which is pretty simple. I'm using Bristol Smooth cardstock, and I'm going to start by coming in with Peacock Feathers Distress Oxide ink. These blend super smooth, so I'm not worried about leaving any imprints from the blending tool. I start off of the paper and then I'll blend in using circular motions. You may notice my craft mat is white. This is a new product I picked up based on watching other videos, and I love it. It's white, so it picks up on camera really well, and it has kind of a grip on the back, so it's not sliding all over my table. I highly recommend this craft mat. Now I'm going to come in around the edges with the Faded Jeans Distress Oxide ink, making sure not to go in the whole way. I want to leave that middle part kind of a lighter color. Then I'll blend out just a little bit more with the peacock feathers because I didn't want that to get lost in that darker color. Once I have that all blended out the way I want, I'm going to come in with my Distress sprayer and just spritz some clean water droplets onto the paper, and then I'll soak it up with a paper towel, and that's going to leave those really nice white spots around the paper. You could also just flick water on with your fingertips or even using a paintbrush and just splatter that. Here I have my colored image all cut out, which I did using my scan and cut machine. I have my finished background piece that I trimmed down to 4 by 5 inches. Then I have 2 snow hills, one of which I cut my slider piece out of. This will be in the front of the card. I also have pre-cut a few trees in different colors just to add to the background. Before I do anything, I'm going to want to stamp my sentiment. I'm going to use my Misty tool to stamp this so I can line up where I want it to go, and then I'll stamp it in black ink. I went over it multiple times just to make sure it was nice and dark against that background. That is the benefit of using a Misty. I didn't pay enough attention to lining it up, and I didn't realize that until after the words were already on there, and it's a little crooked, but I'm perfectly fine with it, and I'm going to leave it that way because I really liked my background. Next, I'm going to add my first snow hill, but I want to lay down a couple trees first. So I'm going to line up where the hill is going to be and attach 2 trees behind it. I'll attach the snow hill with my tape runner, and then I'm going to add the last tree in front of that. Now for the slider piece. I'm going to use a penny for the slider, which I thought was a super cool idea. I'll put that where it's going to go, and then I'm going to attach some foam squares around the edge of the snow hill, making sure the penny isn't going to run into those foam squares. I want it to be a nice and smooth slide for my little reindeer. I trimmed down a couple of the squares to make sure that it was supported all the way around. Then I'm going to go through and remove the backing from the foam squares so I can add another layer of squares. This will ensure that there is enough room for that slider to move back and forth. Now I'm turning down another piece of a foam square to add to the middle of the penny. This will be where my image attaches to. Since I doubled up on foam squares around the card, I need to make sure I do that to my penny as well. And then I'm going to go around with my anti-static powder tool to try and take away some of the stickiness around the edges just to make sure it slides more easily. Then I can line up my penny through the slider, remove the backing, and attach my image. And just look how cute that is. Now I can go ahead and attach this panel to the card base. I finished off the card by attaching it to a 4 1/4 by 5 1/2 card base using double-sided tape. If I would have been thinking ahead a little bit more, I would have added this double-sided tape before adding my slider piece onto the panel, but still, look how super cute this turned out to be. I had a lot of fun creating this slider card. I hope you enjoyed the video. All the supplies will be listed down below and also on my blog. Please give this video a thumbs up, subscribe to my channel, and be sure to visit my blog for more inspiration. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.